Well, hi guys, welcome back to A Bus and Beyond. And in today's video, I'm back at Harbour Creek to look at another Knaus camper van. Those of you who followed our channel will know that we have filmed the Knaus Tourer van. This one today is the Knaus Cuvision. Basically, it's like a Tourer van, but with an elevating roof. So therefore, you can fit it in tighter spaces, you can fit it in garages, things like that. So let's check out the Knaus Tourer Cuvision 500 MQ. Let's go have a look. So here we have it, first in the UK. This is the elevating roof Tourer Cuvision by Knaus. And let's just check out everything about it. Starting from the outside, as you can see, the roof is in the lower position at the minute. That gives it a height of around about 222 centimeters tall. So a little bit taller than a California and things like that. So you may still have a bit of an issue with some height barriers around the country, but a lot lower than the standard height Tourer van. And obviously when we get inside, you'll see that you have full height all the way around the van. So it's quite nice, whereas obviously you lose a bit of height at the back of something like a traditional pop-top camper van. Finished in Ascot grey, it's based on a T6.1 transporter. We've got quite nice 17-inch alloy wheels. They're like I think the Devonport wheels. I do love the Bully logo that you get on these, just because it comes from Europe. That's quite nice. Extended mirrors, because the van is a coach-built van, so you just need that extension on the mirrors. Traditional mirrors won't allow you to see past the back of the van. Yeah, finished in Ascot grey as well, and the beauty of it is the fact that obviously the cab is Ascot grey, but the whole van is Ascot grey. They paint everything to match, so that looks really nice actually. Down the driver's side, you can see we've got the habitation door with an electric step that slides out, a nice big wind-out awning by Tourer with a nice awning light underneath as well, and that goes all the way down the side of the van, so that's nice. A couple of little windows, tiny windows because of that elevating roof, but that's quite cool, like little portholes. This one here is the gas locker, so that'll be just for the cooking. And then you have a nice, decent sized garage. Look at that, all the way across. That's pretty smart, isn't it? You do get a lot of space in here. What do you think to the look of it? It looks like someone has come along to a traditional coach-built van and just squished on top of it. I wonder if you could fit that BSA in the back of the garage. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Right, let's have a look at the back. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty plain at the back, but it looks nice. I do like the light design, that looks smart. And I do like the way the logo up at the top here is in like a faux carbon fiber effect. That's quite smart. See, reversing camera up there, and you've got high level brake light at the top. And then you have that Tourer Cuvision logo along the back there as well. I mentioned it before when I checked out the other Knaus vans, but it's the quality. This is like real thick. It feels like aluminium, probably is. Yeah, I think it's like an aluminium panel, whereas a lot of coach-built vans, it's like a plastic polycarbonate thing, so it really flexes. That makes quite a difference when you're traveling along. Now moving down the passenger side, again, just like on the other side, you've got this big Knaus logo, and then you've got access to the garage from this side as well. You have the outlet for the Truma. This would be for the boiler, for the heating, for the hot water. Another little porthole window over the top there. You just make out a bit of the bed there inside. And then as we move further back, you've got the cassette toilet point. I can do it with one hand, look at that. Cassette toilet in there. And then you have this other locker, which is more for your services. So you've got your fresh water filler inside there. You can get inside and actually clean it just by undoing that. Your electrical hookup comes up underneath the van and then clips in there, so you can shut this off. No one can access your cable and unplug you. Then you also have two drains. So for your fresh water, you open that and that will drain out your fresh water tank. And then that's for your grey water tank. You open that one there. Over on the left here, you can see this remote. That's what this cable is. This is another remote for opening the elevating roof. There are two remotes. You've got one inside and then one here as well. Just in case the batteries fail, at least you've got a backup, which is quite nice to see. Above that locker, you have a decent sized window, which does open. And then as we move further forward, you obviously have the passenger door, another one of those extending mirrors. And yeah, what do you think of the looks? Certainly different. But yeah, I quite like the style of it. I do love the fact that they paint the whole vehicle in Ascot grey. We love Ascot grey. Now, I actually forgot my tripod today. However, I've got the perfect tripod just behind. Look at that. That is a mini moke, which I'm going to use as a tripod. I'm going to put my camera on the side here and show you how that elevating roof works using that remote. So let's check that out.
I just wanted to take a quick moment from my editing suite here in our own van build to say that we have a very exciting trip coming up soon. So if you're not already subscribed, then please consider subscribing to the channel, as it really helps us to bring you loads more van tours, van adventures, equipment reviews, shows, and of course our own self-build camper conversion journey. Getting away in a camper van can really help with the stresses that life can throw at you, so we're really excited to be bringing you a paid partnership with BetterHelp. Since we can't always be away and sometimes we just need a bit of help getting our mental health back on track, therapy is a great way of ensuring that you're given the right tools to approach your mental health in the best way possible. We're excited to tell you about how BetterHelp makes finding the right therapist for you super easy. It's all online, you just answer a few questions and BetterHelp will match you to a credentialed therapist within a few days, and often much less than that. It's really easy to get signed up to this service. Just click the link in our description and on the screen now. Clicking the link also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. Now, I've actually been using the service for a few months now, and I find that having a therapist to unload all of my problems onto really can help clear my head. We discuss coping techniques for anxiety and stress, and she comes up with some fun little tasks to help me just feel more like me again and not just Mum Lizzie. What's great is I can use a phone or a chat service, so it's really convenient to fit around my life. I hope this partnership with BetterHelp can help our viewers and subscribers if they are struggling with their mental health. Once again, the link is in the description below and on the screen now for 10% off your first month. Thank you again to BetterHelp for working with us.
Right, let's check out putting the roof up on this Cuvision 500. First of all, you need to grab this remote. So you get this little remote inside the van, and then obviously you've got the external one if the battery fails on this. You also need to put the ignition on. Let's just set that. So the ignition is on. Let's leave that door open just so the air pressure inside isn't too bad. And then you've got, literally just got a button. You just press the up button. And up it goes. Gosh, it's like Thunderbirds. It's certainly not the quickest thing, but I suppose you don't need it to be quick, do you? I'm just going to actually have a look to see if you have to keep your finger on the button. Yes, you do. And the way it works is, so it's obviously like a canvas internals, just like you have on a California or any other pop top. And then you just got these like actuators, these elevating actuators, 4 of them all the way around. Obviously 2 on each side. And then this here must be, that must be part of, I'm not sure actually. What is that? Don't know. You can see a little bit of the wiring. That's quite nice. I'll show you in a second that at the front there is a Knaus logo as well. That's quite cool actually, isn't it? Look at that. There's some engineering gone into that. You definitely need the Thunderbirds theme tune. There we go. So you just hold the button and the actual roof will stop when it's happy. You know, you can't overstress it, and then obviously you just press the down button to bring it back down. Now, just before we go inside, let's have a look at what this roof is actually like. So yeah, really interesting design. Like I say, you've got the Knaus logo at the front there, 4 actuators all the way around that kind of elevate up, almost like pistons almost, that push up. And then I'm not entirely sure what this bit is. I don't think it's like structural. I don't think that's anything to do with pushing it up, but maybe it's some of the cabling inside there. Yeah, I'm not sure. And then obviously, yeah, the other, well, you can just see how tall it is. Look how tall that is. So that raises up to just under 3 meters, 2.88 meters. So yeah, loads of headroom inside and really quite a cool design. I don't think you'd have much issue with wind and sort of buffeting the side of this like you do with some pop tops. That's pretty good. It looks like quite a thick canvas. Obviously, if you wanted a cover for it, like a rainbow screens or something like that, you may need to get something, well, you will have to get something custom built. Anyway, we all want to see inside. Let's go and have a look inside. So let's start by looking at the door. There's one thing I have done a couple of times. I've banged my head on the top there because I'm not used to the door being lower. If you look at the door on the full height version, obviously you can see it's a lot higher, and just getting used to ducking as you go in. Obviously you can't have a full height door. So yeah, that's one thing to get used to. The door's quite nicely done. Nice big sort of aluminium handle all the way around. That's how you open it. And then you've also got a couple of little hooks as well. So that's quite nice for shopping bags, things like that. No window in the door. And then just before we actually walk in as well, there is a fly screen that comes across the door there. That's quite nice as well. Quite a big step up. You've got a nice Knaus branded mat in there, but yes, obviously a double floor just for services and also extra insulation. And yeah, let's step up and have a look inside. Right, let's start in the front. Captain's chairs swivel round as you'd expect in a van of this size. Got double armrests on both sides. Interestingly, when you swivel the seats, they don't actually lock into place on this back. Yeah, they don't. So you can sort of sit here swivel. Obviously, they do lock in when you are facing forwards for safety reasons. Nice big cutout along the top here. And what's really interesting is just the sheer amount of space that you've got over the top there once you put the roof up. Look at the size of this opening here. It's absolutely enormous. Now, obviously, there isn't a huge amount that you can put here. You can't put any cupboards or anything like that because you lose all this when the roof comes down. But you do have these like cubby holes, and then it's like a molded, I don't know what it is, like some molded material, which then, you know, it's nice and soft, and then you can put all your items inside the top here. It's a nice big cubby hole. Obviously, anything that you do put in here is going to be on show, unless you can find some storage solution that would be fitted inside here. That'd be quite nice. But yeah, I think you'd have to have something bespoke there. And again, yeah, you just got these little dividers all the way around. This here, this is the blind for the front windows. So they go across the front there, and also the side windows. But yeah, it's just the sheer height. It is so tall. It's hard to get it across on camera, but you know, that's my arm fully extended. It is really high. And I'm about 5'10", 5'11". And if I wanted to use the, where are we? Yeah, if I wanted to use the skylight that's above, I do have to fully reach for that. Here's an opening skylight, which is quite nice. It's all nicely finished. You've got a nice wood effect here. You've got a little hook just as you come in through the door. Yeah, just obviously probably lacking storage compared to what you would expect a van of this size to normally have. Now moving across the other side of the dinette, obviously you've got a nice big table with like an extension piece, if I can find the lever, there it is. So that you can swivel that round, and then the driver's seat, which is the furthest one away, can enjoy their meal with you. It does also swivel all the way around to there as well, so if you wanted a bit of extra space, you know, like counter space for food prep or anything like that, you can do. This table does remove. It does form part of a lower bed system. You just unclip this and lower it down, and it does allow you to sort of slide it back and forth just a bit. That's as far back as it comes, and then that's as far forward as it goes. It is a little bit tight getting in, but once you're in, actually that's okay. That's not too bad at all. You've got, on this side, you've got a nice big opening window with fly screen and blackout blind as well. Like I say, it does open. It's all nicely finished around here. You've got a reading light, which is all just touch sensitive, which is really bright. And then you've also got a little USB-A port in the side of that light as well, so that's quite nice. Little hook just to hang anything on. And then just behind, you've got all the cabling ready for a TV to be mounted up on the back here, and also a 3-pin socket as well. There's also another USB-A port there as well. These seats are pretty comfy though for traveling. Often these dinette seats can be really uncomfortable, but yeah, that's pretty good. Just trying to work out if there's any ISOFIX. Yes, there is. Yeah, I can feel ISOFIX points in the back of these seats, so you can put car seats in there if you want. And yeah, quite a nice little space. Often with this size of van, you would have storage along the top here, but obviously because the roof comes down, there is no storage there. One other thing I'd like to mention when I've been sat in this dinette area is just the different levels of floor that you have. So obviously drops down here, comes back up, drops back down again, and then I don't know if you can see, you know, there's another like tunnel in the middle there. Must be for services and things like that. So just be aware that your feet do have to straddle that kind of tunnel there. Underneath that dinette seat, you've got a couple of outlets for the blown air heating, and also quite nice decorative lighting as well. That does look smart. Right, let's have a look at the kitchen. Obviously, tons of height. It is so high. You've got 3 spotlights that shine down on the kitchen, which is nice. You are able to switch those from here. You got, we saw this last time when we looked at the Knaus 500. You've got switches for all the lights everywhere. So you've got 4 switches here where you can control the ones in the bedroom, the ones in the dinette, the ones above the kitchen, and then you've got the same here, so you can control them all over here as well. And then right at the back in the bedroom area, you've got the same again, so you can really, yeah, you can have a right disco, turn all the lights on and off. You've got this tiny window that we saw from the outside. It does open. It is tiny. It's mainly for ventilation, really, when you're cooking. But yeah, you know, you can't really enjoy much of a view out of there. But it does have a little fly screen on it, and also blackout blind as well. It's nice that they've included one though. You know, it could have been much easier to just not have any window there. So that's quite nice. On this side, you have your control panel. So you've got your main system for your battery, your water pump. I just heard it turn on then. You can check things like your water levels, your battery level. You turn all the electrics on and off. Turn them all back on again. And also you can control your awning light from here as well. Beneath that, you've got your Tourer control for your hot water and your heating. And then you've also got 2 3-pin plugs. Now they are positioned vertically. So when you plug your appliance in, I do fear that the cable from this top one will get in the way of the bottom one, and then the bottom one might be hard to plug in just because the cable will come down. I probably like to see them sideways actually, so you can easily plug things in. Also, just stored here, I think it probably could do with screwing on the side maybe, just for the holder. It's just that remote for the elevating roof. Next to that, you've got a little soap dispenser. Not seen one of those before in the van, so that's quite good. Not sure how easy it is to find replacements for that. But then you've got your worktop and your burner and sink combination. So it's a Dometic unit, one of the more modern ones. Lift that up and you've got 2 burners with automatic ignition. And then next to that, you have your sink with hot and cold water, which is nice. Now, on the front side of the kitchen, you have your huge pull-out fridge. It's a Thetford T2000 series, so really similar to what we've just put in ours. However, ours isn't a slide-out thing, ours is an opening door. So that's quite good. Got plenty of space in here. You've got a little freezer compartment at the top, a pull-out drawer with dividers in, so you can easily get things in and out, and then a big sort of bin at the bottom where you could probably put your bottles of milk and things like that. Decorative lighting down the front here, which looks really nice actually. It's really bright but really smart. Obviously no storage here because the fridge is in the way, and then you have drawers, 3 drawers next to that. First one is a cutlery drawer. Second one is just, well, you know, you could use that for anything, pots and pans. And then the bottom one is actually a drop down cabinet. Not as much storage in there, but there is some in there. You know, you could put a few pans at the bottom there, I think. Right, let's have a look at this van's other party trick, and that's the washroom. Really, really unusual design. Obviously you have another elevating roof portion which forms part of the washroom. Again, like a concertina sides to it. You've got this opening bit, which you'd think, where did you get your privacy there? But what's quite cool is you do have another pull down bit, which then press studs into the side there. Funny enough, if you let go of it, it goes back up again. It's like a jack in the box. Very, very different. But yeah, you actually have a full height washroom in here. Now that's quite rare on a van of this size, definitely. So it's really interesting to see how it all works, and it's quite a clever design. So let's take a look. So in normal operation, you open this door and in you go. You have lights up at the top there. Also an opening vent, which is quite clever to say the roof goes up and down. Yeah, you've got a mirror, which is quite low down because obviously the roof comes down. More of those light switches. Another one of those hand wash things, again, which is quite cool. This bit, we'll have a look at in a minute. And then you've also got hot and cold water in here as well. Decent sized sink, that's quite smart. And then this does open, I believe. If I can find the button. Oh no, I was wrong. Look at that. The mirror moves up. How fancy is that? So you've got a bit of storage underneath, and then the mirror becomes full height. Wow. How silly of me to get that wrong. So that is quite cool. Yeah, shelves in here. If you want to use the toilet, you raise that lever there. You can then slide that all the way in there. Spin your toilet round, and then you can use your cassette toilet. Much easier. You've got, obviously, your loo roll holder there. But yeah, that's quite clever, isn't it? What do you think to that? But there is more. If you slide this back, I'm going to do the lever again. If you slide that back, let's just put the mirror back down again. I'm a bit scared of breaking it. And then what we need to do is we just need to rearrange the bed a little bit. So it's still got all the protective wrapping on, obviously, as you'd expect. And then what I need to do is go back in here, pull this lever that I showed you earlier, unzip the sides. So you can see that there. And then it should start lifting up. Making sure it's not snagging on anything. Yes, that sounds like it's clipped into place. And then what you achieve is a full height shower as well within your washroom. So you compromise, obviously, a bit of bed space whilst you're using the shower, but you do have a full height shower. It's a big, big shower as well. You've got shower doors in here, so you just undo those, pull those out, and yeah, there's a couple, and you have to make them up using all these bits here. But yeah, that is pretty good. You've even got like a drying rail as well for your towels. So that is pretty smart, isn't it? And then obviously you can still You can still shut this door and pull this down, pop it into place, and you still have full privacy as well. That is pretty smart, isn't it? Now what's interesting is when we looked at the actual full height 500 MQ, that'll be linked in the description below if you want to watch that review, but the elevating shower portion was just more flimsy. It just wasn't as good as this. This has been, I think this has been beefed up. It just seems far more substantial, so I quite like that. Unless I'm remembering it wrong, but it just feels nicely done. I seem to remember it being you being able to see through a lot more, but this is good. This is smart. I like this. And it makes more sense on a van that has an elevating roof as well. I get why they had it on the full height one, because, you know, to fit all that in a floor space of this size is quite hard to do, and you can only do it by compromising a bit of bed space when you actually want a shower. But this, with the elevating roof, just, you know, you're used to putting the roof up and down, and yeah, it just gives you a bit more flexibility. Quite smart, actually. I like that. That's the difference on this. This before, on the full height one, is 2 bits of plywood, and they never really met very well. But because this has got zips on it, you pull the zip down and it forces it closed, so that is definitely better. It just seems far neater on this side. I like that. One of my favourite things though is the fact that it basically says in German, don't close it when someone's in there. Don't squish them. And then you just put the bed portion all back together, and you're back to having a good double bed. So this is a good size. This is a really nice bed area. You do have a step to climb up into it, and it's going to be interesting to see how that is. Yeah, so I know with the ones that we looked at before, they had the step and it was a little bit sketchy to climb up on. Still is, I'm afraid. I'm not a big fan of the step. I think I would have my own step, because I feel like you're going to fall off on that. Underneath the bed there's also a big cupboard as well that you open, and you've got about 3 shelves in there, 2 shelves. You've got 2 shelves on one side, then you've also got a hanging rail that goes across, and there's also a bit of access to some of the services underneath as well. And then, yeah, a good sized bed. You've got reading lights, touch sensitive reading lights, just on one side. Got a bit of the sort of mood lighting on the other side there, and then opening those 2 small opening windows, one either side, which is nice to have, probably mainly for ventilation. You can't really see out of them that easily just because they are so low down. Once you've got your duvet on there, it's going to be really hard to see through them. You do have a skylight right above, which is quite nice. That all opens. Again, it's got fly screens and also blackout blinds as well, so yeah, you can get this all nice and cozy at night time. And then you do also have a strip light down the middle for a bit more lighting. There's tons of lights in here. Remember this from the last one that we looked at? They have so many lights and it's really nice. I bet you can really set the mood at night time. And again, right at the back, you've got light switches for the whole van, 3-pin plug, and also a USB-A port as well. Really nice. What I do like is just underneath and also on top of that canvas all the way around, you've got nice mood lighting as well. It's really smart. So, like I said before, it's a T6.1 transporter-based camper van. Now really spec their vans nicely, which is great. So you've got DSG gearbox, 150 horsepower, makes it silky smooth to drive, plenty of power as well, and it's got a nice big sat-nav system. Got Apple CarPlay, adaptive cruise control, obviously volume controls on your steering wheel, you've got automatic headlights, you've got, yeah, all sorts. So it's really nicely spec van. I think most of us know what the inside of a T6.1 looks like nowadays. So yeah, you've got yeah, all sorts. The only thing you don't have, which you would get on a California, is you get like the virtual cockpit display, which is all just big screen up here. These are analog dials. Some people prefer that. Others like the flexibility that the digital cockpit gives you. As far as the cab blinds go, they're actually stored up at the top here, but you do have to build them up. You know, they're not built into the A-pillars. They're like a concertina blind thing that you have to put across, and then the side ones are magnetic. Now, I was going to say that the California with its blinds that pull out are the only ones that use that. However, I have just been to Berlin to look at the brand new California, and even that has done away with it. You have to build the blinds up for that as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. That was quite a unique feature of the California. I know some people didn't like them, but yeah, unfortunately, you got to build the blinds up even in the new California. So those days are gone. Right, I know some of you will be asking, can you use the Cuvision whilst the roof is down? So let's go inside and see. So you can, but it's a little bit like a hobbit home. So let me just plonk you on here. Because the floor steps down over here, you can actually sort of get a bit lower, and you can use it, you can, which is quite good actually. You could, you know, if you stopped at services or something like that, if you didn't want to put the roof up, if the weather was bad, you could just use this just for a sandwich or a cup of tea or something like that. You just have to be crouching to get around. You can see, yeah, you certainly have to bend over. So if you're not as mobile, then maybe it might be a bit tricky, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, because the fabric comes in like this, you probably wouldn't want to be using the burner or anything like that, because it's a bit scary. I certainly wouldn't want to be using the bed. You would be a little bit too tight in there. Could you use the toilet? Yeah, no, at a push, maybe. But yeah, I don't think so. Right, well, there we have it. That is the full tour of the brand new 2024, first one here in the UK, Knaus Tourer Cuvision 500 MQ. Did you catch all that? It's going to be quite a long title, I think. What do you think? This one is priced at £92,000. Very nicely equipped. Obviously, a lot of money, but isn't everything nowadays? What do you think? Would you have this one over the full height version? Do you like that extra flexibility that the elevating roof gives you? Yeah, I think it's quite neat. You know, there's nothing like this on the campsite, is there? And quite a nice alternative to your traditional pop top as well. Interesting. So let us know in the comments below what you think, and a huge thank you to Harbour Creek for allowing us to come and film this and get in there nice and early to show you guys exactly what this van is all about. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button if you've enjoyed this video, and please do consider subscribing as well. We've got tons more videos yet to come. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.